Greetings, this is Miss Jackson. Here is the final video Let's Celebrate Together for the modules 4 and 6 unit test that's coming up at the end of this week, which I think is February 7th-ish. Yeah, that's February 7th. Don't forget, if you have not turned in that front page of the review signed with your child's name on it, please, because we can't tell what some of these signatures are, with your child's name on it, do that. That will get them 5 bonus points on this test. There's no reason not to do that. Okay, the last 2 questions are measurement questions, and to solve those, we're going to use this STAR Grade 3 Mathematics reference material sheet. This is on the back of the test review. All of the kids have been given one for their folder at the beginning of the year, but some of them have lost some things. That's okay. They will be provided with a paper copy on our test Friday. They get a paper copy on the STAR test. There's also a digital copy on the computer during their test. Definitely the STAR test, but our testing software allowed me to check it for this upcoming unit test, which is a new feature. So hopefully, in addition to a paper copy, they will also have access digitally to this. If the kids will learn to be comfortable with finding information on this reference material sheet, they can typically answer any 3rd grade measurement question fairly easily, or at least get it down to a 50-50 shot at getting it correct. So let's go ahead and start looking at the questions and how we can use this chart to help us. Problem 11, and this is, sometimes I'll zoom out and it'll take away this stuff on the left, and I just get a whole screen like I want, but it's not working now. That's okay. We will persevere. Problem 11 in itty bitty writing says, after a soccer game, Isaac drank a bottle of water. Which unit of measurement can be used to measure the volume of the water in the bottle? So often they will give us a keyword that once we refer to that STAR reference sheet, we can find almost 100% of the time the answer. At least get it down to 2 possible answers, 50-50 shot. That's great. When you see the word volume, go back to that STAR reference sheet and find volume. This case right here, volume and capacity, and see which measurements do we use to measure volume and capacity. It's going to be one of these answers. So we use gallons, quarts, oh, that's not a highlighter, gallons, quarts, pints, cups, fluid ounces, that's the customary measurements that we use here in the US. The metric system, liters, milliliters, those are the only units that we're using to measure volume. So let's look back at our answer choices and mark out what is not listed under volume. So here I see fluid ounces. Was that listed under volume? Let's go back and check. Fluid ounces. Oh, see it right there. Check. Okay, I'm going to keep fluid ounces on there. Grams. Let's go see if we saw grams under volume. I'm looking. I don't see grams under volume. Oh, wow, grams is over here under weight. That's not what we need. We need the things that fall under volume. I'm going to mark grams out. Inches. Inches are used to measure length. Way up there. That's not here under this volume section. I'm going to mark out inches. And lastly, square centimeters. Centimeters are also found under length. Where are those little boogers at? Up there. That does not measure volume. That means the only answer choice that could be correct is A. Done. That is how you use the STAR reference sheet effectively. If you're not sure what is used to measure volume, and volume is a new idea in 3rd grade. Really, all we talk about is measuring volume in like science and things. We don't calculate volume, nothing else to do with volume. Just a little bit of how many ounces are in this thing, how many ounces are in that. So volume is a little bit of a hard one to remember which units we use to measure volume. The good news is you don't have to remember. Just go back to that reference sheet. So please be fluent and able to use the reference sheet attached. And I put that little note down there. We really need to know how to use that reference sheet. Okay, here's another one. Hannah gets a juice box like the one shown when she buys a lunch. Which measurement is closest to the amount of juice in a full box? So this is one that you really can't use the sheet for. Most questions you can, but this one you can't. However, we have talked about milliliters and liters, which measure volume and capacity, a lot at the start of the year. And we even brought out an example of a liter and milliliters. Milliliters are like drops, is what I tell them. Liters are like the big soda bottles you're going to buy at the store. So keeping that in mind, there's that strikeout tool on the DMAC test where the software we use that to mark out things you know can't be right, even if you're not sure, because that will usually get you down to a 50-50 chance at getting it right if you're guessing. Okay. Which measurement is closest to the amount of juice in a full box? We have all had these little juice boxes. They're not very big. So let's look at our answer choices. 2 milliliters, that would be like 2 drops. Are there just 2 drops in that box? No. 200 milliliters, that could be correct. If we put 200 drops in there, that might fill that up. 2 liters. 2 liters would be 2 big soda bottles of drink. That can't be it. And lastly, 200 liters. No way in the world do 200 liters fit in there. You can't even fit 1 liter in that thing. That's where that strikeout tool comes into play. If you will strike out what you know can't be it, even if you're not 100% sure, go with what you're left with, okay? It works the same way. Sometimes they will show the same picture and ask about the apple. And it obviously won't be liters and milliliters. I think they use grams and kilograms. 1 gram is kind of like a paper clip. The kilograms, we had a really big thing of rice that measured out to 1 kilogram. It was really big and heavy. So if the kids will recall those measurement benchmarks to use, you would be able to answer this. And it would probably be about 200 grams if you're looking at that apple. So they like to use this little tray. They'll ask about other things. We have talked a lot about grams and milliliters in science at the start of the year. We've reviewed it a little bit, and here it is again being reviewed in math. And I'm sure we will continue using it, but we haven't went over measurement again for this unit 6. We've learned it, like I said, a lot at the beginning of the year. If this is like Monday or Tuesday, we probably won't really get back to reviewing this measurement until Wednesday and Thursday before the test. But I don't foresee anyone having too difficult of a time with these measurement questions, especially if you think to use the STAR reference material sheet when you can. Okay, that is all I have for this. That wraps up the entire unit review. Let's celebrate together. If you have any questions about this review that I can help you with, please feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to clarify anything that I can. Sometimes I make notes on the review and I try to remember to reference those, but sometimes I get going probably a little too quickly on this review and don't clarify what I'm saying enough. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.